As you can see here today, we are standing in the new innovative check-in hall, US bound.
Welcome to the brand new state-of-the-art U.S. check-in terminal at Aruba's airport. This modern facility features 30 self-service kiosks designed to streamline and speed up the check-in process. The spacious new hall functions seamlessly, both for passengers and behind the scenes, where baggage is handled. As part of Phase 1A of the Gateway 2030 project, this terminal introduces an advanced automated baggage handling system, setting a new standard for efficiency and technology at Queen Beatrix International Airport. Before we dive into the new check-in experience, it's important to remember Aruba's airport has long been a pioneer in seamless travel. In 1994, Reina Beatrix International Airport became one of the first in the world to implement U.S. Customs and Border Protection pre-clearance facilities.
It started actually with CBP. The pre-clearance facility that we currently have is one of the oldest pre-clearance facilities, one of the first ones that started in the world back then. And it was really time for us to modernize it and make it up to par with all the other pre-clearance stations that you have around the world.
Aruba used to be one of the first pre-clearance stations in the world in the years 70s and 80s, which means that throughout the years the technology has moved on, and we didn't as an airport. We used the basic screening technology to comply with security screening, but we didn't meet the latest technology as required by CBP to make the bags and the passenger what we call no hassle flying act, that the bags and passenger can go tail to tail in the US. So right now the passenger is pre-cleared, but the bags still need to be screened in the US because of the old technology. With this new technology, both the passenger and the bags are sterile going into the US. So then the passenger can just go gate to gate, and the bag also can go gate to gate in the US.
As travel evolved, the traditional conveyor belt system became outdated, a challenge the airport team recognized and committed to resolving.
This is highly important for us because we know how cumbersome it can be for the US-bound passenger to go through our processes.
So we know it's not the most optimal process at the moment, and which is why we want to improve it. So we've invested in a new system, and hopefully that'll alleviate the process and it'll make it a more pleasant experience.
Yes, it's a great milestone for us that we will no longer have the complaints about having to go through a secondary screening point, having to pick up your luggage, dropping it off again. So all of that will be removed from the process, making it much more seamless for the US-bound traveler.
Since 2018, the airport has been working diligently on this cutting-edge, fully automated baggage system in collaboration with TSA and US Customs and Border Protection.
Well, the system that we have installed is all TSA approved, CBP approved. It has all the modern scanning and security equipment in place to ensure that whatever regulation that applies within the civil aviation locally and internationally, and in order for these airlines to operate into the US as domestic flights, they are all in place. The BHS is an all-encompassing equipment that includes all of those security and safety items in them. You can be rest assured that this is a very modern system, and it has all in place that needs to be in place to make sure that each traveler's bag is handled in all safety and security protocols that apply.
The system is so automated and so innovative that the system detects itself which flight, which bag goes to which destination, and automatically takes the US bags in a separate process than the non-US bags. Now currently we're screening using only manpower, so a person is looking at the bags. In order to comply with the new TSA and CBP requirements, we need to use new security screening equipment and technology, because those have TSA algorithms built in them that they see by themselves what are the requirements for the bags, what is allowed, what is not allowed, and the system will do the level 1 detection. Once the system detects something, it will send an image then to a security officer that has a few seconds to decide whether the bag can be cleared or the bag needs to be opened and searched. And that person then sends the bag to a search area for a security to open it and really screen it to verify what's in it. So it's a whole new process. It's fully automated using AI technology and new screening equipment, and that makes it more secure because you don't rely on a person to see everything.
Julian Chung, the project executive at the airport, runs us through the main differences between the old U.S. check-in process and the new one.
So at the moment, you drop off your bag at check-in, then you go through security, you go through passport control, go to security, you pick up your bag again, go through CBP. So now because you came in contact with your bag, you have to drop it back off and then go through secondary screening. In the new system, you won't have to pick up your bag and go through CBP anymore. That happens in the back of the house. So they'll have all the information digitally. So because you don't have to do that, you don't have to go through secondary screening again.
Here are some important dates to note. The new U.S. check-in hall officially opens on April 8th with Delta, United, Southwest, and Spirit to be the first airlines to begin operations. On April 29th, the transition is completed with JetBlue and American Airlines joining the new check-in hall. By the end of May, all U.S.-bound travelers will enjoy a streamlined check-in process. No more reclaiming bags after CBP screening and no more secondary security checks. Enhancing the traveler experience has always been and remains a top priority for the team at Queen Beatrix International Airport.
For us, the main thing is making the whole process from the moment you get to the curb at the airport and until you get to your gate as seamless as possible.
If there is 1, 2, or even 3 things that you would want the general U.S. traveler to know?
Well, one, we've put a lot of time and effort into building this new system. It's been a journey. We started back in 2018 designing the system, and finally it's operational. So that would be the first one. And the second, hopefully, that we're making your travel experience a more pleasant one. You mentioned we're the first and last impression of the passenger, so of course we want it to be a pleasant one. And so it's very important for us, to once they leave, that it's not a bad experience. We want to make it as pleasant as possible for them.